What's going on, YouTubers? Welcome to another video. So I have been in the midst of attempting to, change up this display, trying to improve it, add more high-end pieces and whatnot, get rid of a few duplicates. So we tried this whole initial idea of putting Wonder Woman on horse, for now Queen, and I was going to put like Mara bust there. So here's a few things I've come to realize. One, I do prefer bust 1/3, bust 1/3 instead of bust 1/3, 1/3 bust. I do prefer that. That looks better. That is spaced out perfectly right there. Now, the problem I'm facing right now is I don't like Wonder Woman on horse there. Like, it's not horrible, but I'm not the biggest fan. We can obviously fit Mara Bus, and probably J&D Wonder Woman, but I think ultimately it would look best if we did Wonder Woman J&D, Wonder Woman Bust, Mara J&D, Mara Bust. Having Wonder Woman front and center, since she's, more of the main DC girl, her and Harley, I would say. The two side girls who only really got kind of one movie as the, main chick on the edges. My two favorite in the middle. And of course, I'd fix the posters, like that needs to be moved over directly in the middle. That needs to be moved over, and a Catwoman poster and a Harley or a Mara poster. So if I do this plan, that would mean that Wonder Woman horse has to go back here, which is fine. And it means I would keep Queen Wonder Woman. So I'd have two Wonder Woman busts and 1/3 displays, which is fine because she is my favorite DC character, at least from the DC movies. From the animated, I would say it's either probably Batman. Outside of movies, I would say it's Batman. And outside of the Snyderverse, it's definitely Batman. So that definitely puts a little gripe in my plan. I absolutely love my Trinity wall, and I'm perfectly happy moving that back there later today. The problem we then face is, well, what about Aquaman bust? So I've already sold Batman and Wonder Woman. They're upstairs, boxed up, labels printed, ready to go to a new home. And that exact same buyer did say they would buy Cyborg, Flash, and Shazam. Now, I have it currently like this, and it's spaced out pretty good. Granted, I should move Darkseid a little to the left. And this looks good, having basically the remaining Justice League members with Darkseid. I think this looks good. However, we still do want that Aquaman bust. Now, Aquaman bust would take up that entire space right there, which means you would just have just that shelf in this idea to either A, fit Cyborg and Flash, B, Darkseid. I have thought potentially, well, what if I boost these shelves up and put Cyborg and Flash down low and Black Adam right there? I came up with that idea, and it does look really good on Photoshop and clean, and I like it a lot. However, the problem is I'd have to boost it up about, right now there's about 32-inch clearance. I would need 38, so we got boosted up 6 inches, which would literally put Darkseid's head almost at the ceiling, and I don't like that. I feel like Darkseid shouldn't be any taller, and so I'm kind of leaning, okay, that's not necessarily 100% going to work. So there's a few ideas. We can, one, leave this as is, forego Aquaman bust. So yeah, option one, keep it like this, forego Aquaman bust. And technically that does put two Aquamans in this setup, which I don't truly dig. I'd rather not have two Aquamans. However, nothing else would fit next to Shazam unless potentially, let's say we did Deathstroke. I'm still leaning towards the bust in 1/3 option. Honestly, I really like that idea. Hear me out for a sec, but let's just say we do Aquaman bust and then just Darkseid or Darkseid and Steppenwolf. Because I could definitely fit Steppenwolf, and those two will be the best in that line without a doubt. And then we, remove Bane and do Bill bust right there. In this display, I would want to do bust 1/3, 1/3 bust. I feel like Bill bust would just go perfect right there, and that's all I'd kind of need, and just have it as a Dark Knight display, and then Catwoman represents Rises. Now that would question, well, what about Bane, Cyborg, Flash? Hypothetically, if I could fit them underneath, that would work perfect. However, Cyborg is a solid, what was he? He's freaking tall as fuck. Same with Flash. They're both super tall. They're taller than Shazam, and Shazam, I mean, unless I'm literally sitting down, he does not look good down there. Like right here, it looks bad. Right here, I can see him decently. But Cyborg and Flash definitely would not work. This little guy does not like being left alone. I'm just going to hold him. I think for the sake of the display, the best option is to do the bust 1/3 route throughout the whole display outside of Darkseid. Now I can put just Darkseid on that one garage shelf and it would look good. Or you might be able to fit Steppenwolf there. You know, maybe. I mean, look how big he is. He's already coming onto the Joker shelf a little bit, which I don't like. I'd prefer not doing that. Steppenwolf will have an equally sized base. Now, I can obviously scoot this Aquaman to the left. There's definitely some space there. And Aquaman bust is 31 inches wide. So he is going to take up a good amount of space. Plus, he's very tall, 45 inches. So he's taller than Darkseid, who's, was he 41? So he's 4 inches taller. Ideally, I'd prefer Darkseid next to Superman in all reality. You know, I like that idea of Darkseid next to Superman. So, I definitely have some things to figure out here. I mean, I already have a buyer for Cyborg, Flash, and Shazam. So it's like, ooh, that makes it very tempting. And I know I could sell Bane very easily if I go the Bane route. Although technically I could keep Bane if I just put him between Joker and Batman and make this a 60-inch shelf, I could fit Bellbus. So Bane isn't crucial to sell, for example. But selling Cyborg and Flash does incomplete my Justice League. And I'm like, ooh. Plus, what if we get a Flash bust? Very high possibility that Infinity Studios makes a Flash bust. And if they did, I would want to get it. You know, and ideally I would love to do Aquaman right there. Aquaman bust, Flash bust. I think that would look sick. You know, and then of course I would just throw Cyborg in the mix. So you have the complete Justice League almost in bust in 1/3 form. I also have potentially thought of, well, what if I put that little garage shelf in that corner where Wonder Woman on bust is? And then we just threw Darkseid there. And then we have just 3 big garage shelves for the girls' display. And granted, Darkseid in the corner. This could solve some problems for me. It would require a lot of moving. You know, all the statues underneath, moving the 3 garage shelves to the left. I know I can fit it. It would be obviously tighter, but it would fit. Without a doubt, it would fit. And I do like this idea. You know, it would basically be Darkseid, and then it would be, you know, Mera bust, and then Mera, Wonder Woman, you know, and so forth. It'd make it a little bit tighter, but it could work, and it'd put Darkseid in the Trinity display, more or less, in the corner, which I think would work really good for him. And then I could do Aquaman bust, Cyborg, Flash. And then probably even do just Shazam in that mix. Or Black Adam, and keep Shazam right where he's at. And yeah, there's definitely, I got to figure this out. I do really love this whole girls display. Like, this to me might be my best display I'll ever have. Like, I think, well, I don't know about topping my Horde display, but definitely probably my second best display in my whole collection will be this girls display. Because these J&Ds with infinities are pretty much impossible to top. You get maximum detail. You know, you can't beat it detail-wise. And it just, of course, they're some of the most attractive girls in Hollywood, and I absolutely love each of the characters. So the girls' display is definitely a go. The Trinity wall will go back. It's just a matter of, I feel like my biggest problem is that Darkseid. I mean, I freaking love that piece to death, and I will not sell it. But I am leaning towards putting him over there in that corner next to Soups. And then that would free up so I could just do Aquaman bust, Cyborg, Flash. I also really don't like Darkseid next to that Joker bust. That just isn't doing it for me. But I do like the idea of Aquaman bust and Cyborg Flash. I feel like that would look really good. And it'd put all four of the main, DC Trinity, well, quadrilogy or whatever right there, and then finishing it off with Cyborg Flash, Darkseid next to Superman, which works perfectly. So I do like that idea quite a bit. I just have to make sure the girls display will look really good on 3 garage shelves, spaced out appropriately. Like, I like that spacing. I feel like that is perfect. It's like, that looks really freaking good. And I want to keep it like that. It's just a matter of, could we fit the remaining 2 busts and 2 1/3 on the space that would be remaining? Because that right there is technically like 1.5 garage shelves, a little bit more. So 3, I think, would fit. So I'm kind of leaning towards that option in all honesty. So, yeah, and if I do Cyborg Flash here, I would obviously keep Shazam down low. I'd still want to get rid of that Aquaman movie version, just because I don't want 3 Aquamans in this setup. So I'd likely, I'd love to do Black Adam down low, but he would not fit. So I would have to figure that out. But yeah, let me know what you guys think, some of your suggestions. I do think it was the best for my collection to get rid of, Wonder Woman and Batman Justice League. I'm trying to get away from duplicate characters in 1/3 scale. The only exception will be the Wonder Woman. She is the only exception in my collection. And, of course, different versions of Batman. So, I got that Batman and that Batman. Wonder Woman, we will have the Prime one on horse, and then J&D, 2 completely separate. They're way different. Yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Which of these ideas you're liking the most? For some reason, I'm leaning towards that Darkseid in the corner. I'm going to have to try it. I'm going to put Darkseid just right there, not move the shelves yet. I mean, I don't technically have to move the shelves. I just like the idea of the shelves as separators. But I'm going to move Wonder Woman on horse back, throw Darkseid over there, and do a little bit of photoshopping and see what I think. At the end of the day, I want to get Aquaman bust and Belle bust. That is 2 things I know I want. So I think we can make it work and keep the Justice League and Darkseid. So yeah, we have some work cut out for us here in the Flake Cave, but at the end of the day, this is going to improve the display and give me the best possible high-end pieces out there with the best look. Which, as I've said in many videos, the best overall look is bust and 1/3 for me. Over having, 15 1/3 in a row or whatever, or, the whole bust wall look. Like, I still like that, and I still like a bunch of 1/3, but nothing beats that look for me. Nothing. Anyways, folks, that is it. We should be getting Raptor bust in a few days, as well as Wanda 1/4 and Doomslayer this week. So 3 statues this week at a minimum, I think. And I will see you guys in the next video. Like, comment, subscribe. Have a great day.